Many men live their lives without realizing how attractive they can be to others. They often feel invisible or insignificant, as if there were nothing that distinguishes them from the crowd. But what if I told you that your presence could be much more magnetic than you think? That without even realizing it, you possess a silent force that attracts attention, that your energy can change the atmosphere of a room without you doing anything obvious. Most men are not aware of their magnetic power and therefore do not use it as much as they could. Yet if you learn to recognize it, you could transform your social, professional, and romantic life. Attraction is not just about physical beauty. True attraction goes far beyond appearance. There is an energy that radiates from people who have a strong presence, and that is a type of charisma that cannot simply be imitated. It is not just about how you look, but how you move through the world, how you make yourself feel in the rooms you enter, how you let others sense your self-esteem, your confidence, and your inner calm. It is a psychological game, a language that is not spoken but communicated with the gestures, the movements, and the mindset you project. Today, we will look at some of the most obvious signs that prove how attractive you are and that probably you are not taking full advantage of. Imagine walking into a room full of people and feeling a change in the air. It's not that you've said anything special or that they're looking at you because you're wearing a fancy suit or something strange. But there's something about your presence that makes people notice you right away. It doesn't matter if you're the tallest, the most muscular, or the loudest. The energy you project is what makes the difference. Some men, when they walk into a place, don't stand out. They're invisible, blending in with the crowd. But others, without having to force their presence, manage to capture the attention of everyone around them. They don't necessarily have to speak loudly, but there's something in the way they move that catches the eye of others. Their posture is impeccable, their shoulders straight, their head held high, and their stride determined. They never rush, they never back down. They walk with awareness of their space, as if they were completely at ease in that place, and others sense it. People, especially women, can't help but notice it. Other men, however, may feel threatened by their presence, even if they will never admit it. They will see them as a sort of competition, and in a sense will be induced to revalue themselves or to feel inferior. If you have ever walked into a room and seen eyes resting on you, even for no obvious reason, know that you are emanating a force of attraction that cannot go unnoticed. One of the clearest signs of your natural attraction is how women respond to your gaze. Women are incredibly attentive to who is looking at them and how they are looking at them. It's no coincidence that when they make eye contact with someone, they do so with great awareness. If you make eye contact and then quickly move away, there may not be anything special going on in that moment. But if their eye stays on you for a few seconds longer, there's something going on beneath the surface. Women don't stare at others by accident. If a woman looks at you for more than a moment, and if her gaze is held without being distracted, it means there's a connection or curiosity about you. Sometimes this is a way of testing you. She's looking at you to see how you react, if you can hold her gaze, if you have the confidence to not look away. It's a subtle psychological game where she's testing your confidence and seeing how you act. If you give in and look away, she might think you are not confident enough, that you are not in control of the situation. If, however, you maintain eye contact without any problems, she will begin to sense your self-confidence and inner strength, and this will make her feel attracted. However, there are women who don't look at all, not because they aren't interested, but because the intensity of your gaze makes them feel pressured. In both cases, however, you are receiving a reaction. She has noticed something in you. The human eye is one of the most powerful communication tools, and the way you make eye contact can reveal a lot. Eye contact is one of the purest forms of attraction, and it is a signal that should not be underestimated. Another sign that you have natural attraction is your ability to lead a conversation. Have you ever noticed that some people can speak in a way that everyone will listen to, without raising their voice or trying to dominate the conversation? They are not the loudest or most talkative people, but the ones who speak with confidence. Attractive men do not need to impress others with words. They are not impulsive in their responses, but they think before they speak. Their voice is calm, deep, deliberate, and when there is silence, they do not rush to fill it with gibberish or nervous chatter. People tend to listen intently when these people speak, and that includes women who are especially sensitive to this energy. If you've ever had a woman come up to you while you are talking, or ask you questions to continue the conversation, know that she is attracted to the confidence you project. Attraction is never just about what you say, but how you say it. The confidence with which you express your words is what captures the attention of those who listen to you. Speak with confidence and you will see how the world listens attentively. Finally, there is another signal that is often ignored but is very powerful: the respect of others for your space. Have you ever been in a crowded place and noticed that without your asking, people step aside when you approach? You are not pushing or asking for space, but you are walking with a purpose and magically the crowd lets you pass. This is not a coincidence. Your presence, your energy, is such that people subconsciously respect your space. It doesn't matter if you are not the biggest or the most physically imposing, it is your energy that makes the difference. Men who move with authority, who walk with confidence, exude a strength that makes others respect them, even without doing anything explicit. Women are especially sensitive to this energy. If a man is able to command his space, he is automatically seen as someone important. And in the area of attraction, importance is a fundamental factor. Next time you're in a crowded environment, pay attention to how people react to your presence. If they move out of your way without you asking, you're projecting the energy that makes your space feel effortless. Women in general aren't likely to walk up to a man and immediately declare their interest in a direct and obvious way. However, when a woman is truly attracted to you, she will always find a way, even a subtle one, to make herself noticed without it seeming too obvious or forced. I'm not talking about coincidences or situations that might seem random, but moments when she makes herself present in a strategic way, without making herself too noticeable. Imagine being at the gym, at a bar, or just walking down the street, and suddenly you realize that a woman seems to appear near you more often than would be natural. She might walk past you multiple times, stopping close enough that you notice her doing her hair or adjusting her dress, or pretending to look at her phone. In some cases, he might even bump into you slightly, as if it were an accident, but this is not a coincidence. It is a way for him to get noticed without having to expose himself too much. Women, in these situations, position themselves strategically in your personal space, hoping that you will get the message. They want to be noticed, but they don't want to do it too explicitly, because they are afraid of appearing too bold or exposing themselves too much. If a woman is interested, she will not do it in an obvious or aggressive way. She will prefer to maintain a certain degree of discretion, but with a clear intent of capturing your attention in a subtle and strategic way. These actions are a way for her to test whether you are paying attention, to see if you are receptive to her presence without having to say so explicitly. Her behavior sends you a signal that is difficult to ignore, even if you don't always recognize it right away. Another very clear sign that she is interested is when she starts making small talk for no apparent reason. If she asks you questions that seem completely pointless, laughs at a joke that isn't even that funny, or makes up any excuse to keep talking to you, she is trying to get into your space. These conversations aren't just casual, but are part of an attempt to get closer to you in a more personal way. If a woman wasn't interested, she would try to avoid any interaction with you. But if she is, she will do everything to stay close to you, even if it's discreet. Every little gesture or word she dedicates to you is a way of creating a connection, of getting in touch with you without you having to make the first move. However, attraction is not only based on physical appearance, but also on the energy you exude. Women are more sensitive to a man's presence and attitude than we often think. When you start to occupy the space around you naturally, when you speak with confidence and act with a sense of purpose, your entire environment changes. You don't need to chase anyone or try to prove something to anyone. What happens when you are able to move with purpose, speak calmly, and have a solid and confident presence is that people, especially women, start to gravitate towards you without you making any effort. Suddenly, without any particular action, everyone around you seems more interested, attracted to your energy without even understanding why. So, pay attention to the signals you are being sent, those little actions that may seem random, but are actually clear signs of attraction. When you start to recognize these signals, you will realize that they are everywhere. Women are never truly passive when they are attracted to a man. They know how to make themselves noticed, and when you learn to recognize these signals, everything changes. Your perception of yourself and how others see you changes dramatically, because you will realize that attraction is more about energy and presence than about physical appearance or obvious gestures. And this shift in perception will allow you to become aware of the power that your energy has over others. When you stop chasing, trying to impress, and focus on your presence, that is when everything really starts to change.